Hello everyone, I'm Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the chapter 2 of Compiler Design, Lexical Analyzer. In this chapter, we will learn role of lexical analyzer, token, pattern and leximes, input buffering, regular expression and regular definition, finite automata, regular expression to NFA using Thompson's rule, conversion from NFA to DFA using subset construction method, DFA optimization, conversion from regular expression to DFA using syntax tree method, and transition diagram. And in this video, we will learn role of lexical analyzer, token, pattern and leximes, input buffering, regular expression and regular definition. So first, what is role of lexical analyzer? So as we have discussed in the previous video, that lexical analyzer is the first phase of compiler, and the main task of lexical analyzer is to read input characters and generate sequence of tokens that parser uses for syntax analysis. So it takes source program, and when parser gives the command get next token, so upon receiving that get next token command, it will generate the tokens and it will pass that tokens to the parser, and parser will generate the parse tree, and symbol table will manage the variables and its information. Then after generating the parse tree, the output of parser will be passed to the semantic analysis. So the role of lexical analyzer in the compiler is to generate the stream of tokens from source program. Now next, what is token, pattern and leximes? So token is a sequence of characters having collective meaning. For example, there are multiple categories of tokens like identifier, keyword, operator, special symbol, constant. Now, how lexical analyzer finds the token? So, there are patterns to find the tokens. So, what is pattern? The set of rules called pattern which are associated with the token. For example, letter followed by letters and digits. So, this is the pattern for identifier. So, when lexical analyzer matches particular string with the pattern, then it identifies that string as a identifier. Now next topic is lexeme. So lexeme is a sequence of character in a source program that match with a pattern for a token is called lexeme. Here is the example that rate, diet, count and flag. All are the identifiers. Now how lexical analyzer finds that all are the identifiers? So it match with the particular pattern, and that pattern will be of identifier. So these strings will be matched with the pattern of identifier. So lexical analyzer will define this string as an identifier. So we know that these all are the identifiers, but how a lexical analyzer finds that it match with the pattern of identifier and then denote that particular string is an identifier type of token, and that particular string is known as a lexeme. Now I will take one example and will explain you in detail that here is the total equals to sum plus 45. So first total is an identifier type of token. So total is a lexeme and identifier is a token. Then equals to, so equals to is a lexeme which is operator type of token. Then sum is a lexeme which is identifier type of token. Then plus is a lexeme which is operator type of token. Then 45 is a lexeme which is constant type of token. So ID1, ID2, operator 1, operator 2, constant 1, these all are the tokens, and total, sum, equals to, plus 45, these all are the lexemes. Now next topic is input buffering. So what is input buffering and why we needed it? Input buffering is used as a temporary storage in lexical analyzer. Why? Because lexical analyzer read the input from left to right, one character at a time. So For to reduce the time, input buffering is used as a temporary storage to read the character for lexical analyzer. And there are two types of input buffering techniques are available. First one is buffer pairs and next one is sentinels. So first, what is buffer pair? So in buffer pairs, buffer are divided into two character halves where n is the number of character on one disk block. So there are two disk block in the buffer pair and two pointer to check the particular lexeme. First pointer is lexeme begin, which mark the beginning of the current lexeme, and here you can see in the figure that lexeme begin pointer marking the beginning of current lexeme. And the second pointer is forward pointer, which scans ahead until a pattern match is found. Forward pointer is used to read the character and find the pattern for the lexeme, particular lexeme. And lexeme begin pointer will mark the beginning of current lexeme. If once a lexeme is found, it will denote the next immediately after the next lexeme which is just found now. So here are the two pointers, forward pointer and lexeme begin pointer. You can also see the forward pointer in the list. Now once a lexeme is found, lexeme begin pointer will point to the next lexeme which is immediately after the lexeme which is just found. And you can see that EUF character in the at the end of the second buffer. So EUF character is used when number of input line is less than n character. So it will denote that there is no input left to scan. Now how's first buffer is ended, then how second buffer will be loaded. So for that forward pointer For that, if forward pointer is the end of the first buffer, then second buffer will be loaded. And if forward pointer is at the end of the second buffer, then first buffer will be loaded. Now to check that forward pointer is ended or not and which character is being read, there are two tests required for each character read. First test is whether we have reached at the end of the one of the buffers or not. Why this test is required for each character read? That at each character we need to check that our buffer has been ended or not. If our buffer has been ended, then we need to reload the second buffer and move our forward pointer to the next buffer. And the second test is what character is being read. To match particular character or particular string to the lexeme pattern, we need to check that what character is being read at each point. So these two tests are required in the buffer pair, and to reduce the test that we need to check at each point that buffer has been full or not, that's why sentinel is used, like to reduce the time complexity, because at each character if we are checking that buffer has been full or not, then it will be time consuming. So that's why sentinel is used. What will sentinel does? So sentinel does the same process as buffer pair, like it also have two pointers, lexeme begin and forward pointer, and does the same process like forward pointer check the which character is being read, and lexeme begin pointer mark the beginning of the current lexeme, and it is used for speeding up the process by reducing two tests to one by adding EUF character at the end of the each input buffer. Like you can see that at the end of the first buffer EUF has been added, and at the end of the second buffer EUF has been added, and the one extra EUF is for input end. So there are three input EOF in particular sentinels. First one for first buffer, second one is for second buffer, and third one is for third input end. Now we need not to check at each point that whether our buffer has been full or not. Whenever forward pointer will read EUF character, it will check that whether buffer has been ended or our input has been ended. So then it will point that if buffer has been ended, then it will reload the second buffer. So these are the two types of input buffering, buffer pair and sentinels. Now next topic is regular expression and regular definition. So what is regular expression? It is a sequence of characters that define a pattern. Now there are notational shorthands for regular expression. First one is to denote one or more instances of language. Plus is used, and to denote zero or more instances of languages. Clean star is used. To denote zero or one instances, question mark is used. And to denote alphabets, sigma is used. Operation on languages. So first operation is to denote the L union M union symbol, or the pipeline symbol will be used. L and M are the languages. So to denote the L union M symbol will be used. Then to denote the concatenation of L and M, dot symbol can be used, or you can just write L followed by M. Then to denote the clean closure of language, L clean star will be used, which represents zero or more concatenation of L. Then to denote the positive closure of L, L positive plus will be used, which denotes one or more instances of L. Here are some examples of regular expression. First one is zero or more occurrences of either A or B or both. So the string can be generated for particular statements are as follow. Like you can see that null string can be possible, A is possible, double A, AB, BAB. So all the occurrences of A and B are possible for particular statement. So regular expression will be A or B clean closure, means zero or more occurrences of clean closure in all way. Next statement is all string of A and B starting with A. So the string can be generated for particular statement is A, AB, AAB, ABB, like A is must for particular statement. So A is must, then occurrences of A and B clean star. So A or B cleans closure. Then third one is string of 0 and 1 ends with 0, 0. So string can be generated for particular statements are 0, 0 is must at the end. So 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 and all the occurrences of 0 and 1. So to represent all the occurrences of 0 and 1, 0 or 1 clean closure and at the end 0, 0 input. Now last one is string start with 1 and ends with 0. So string can be generated for particular statements are 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 and continue, like it should be start with 1 and end with 0. So 1 and 0 is must, and in between the 0 and 1s all the occurrences of 0 and 1. So 0 or 1 clean closure. Now next topic is regular definition. Regular definition gives the name to certain regular expression and use those names in other regular expressions. Like here you can see the syntax of regular definition, that D1 gives R1, D2 gives R2 up to Dn gives Rn, where Di is the distinct name and Ri is regular expression. Regular definition are used to define distinct name and use those distinct name in different regular expression. I'll explain it by an example. Like we want to write a regular expression for, we want to write regular definition for identifier. So regular definition will be letter and letter followed by digit, whole star or clean star. So here we are defining distinct name letter with alphabets, and for digit it has 0 to 1 digit. So letter and digit are defining with the distinct name, and this distinct name we can use in different regular expression, like we have already used in particular expression, that id regular expression of id equals to letter followed by letter or digit clean closure. So we need not to write whole alphabet set for particular regular expression, we can directly use these names in a regular expression. So that's why regular definition is used in regular expression. So in this video, we have learned role of lexical analyzer, input buffering, and regular expression and regular definition. Thank you.